Null Composure is the newest pinnacle, ritual, whatever Bungie is calling these seasonal weapons nowadays. It is a rapid fire frame void fusion that has selectable column 3 and 4 perks. One of those perks being Reservoir Burst, and if you know how good of a perk that is, well then you know. Now, as many of you know, I have a running tradition here on the channel where I go over how to get your hands on these seasonal weapons extremely quick as a solo player, and this season is no different. Now, even if you're not a solo player and you have those things called friends, the method I will be going over in this video is still the fastest way to get your hands on this new fusion. Having friends just speeds this all up even more. I'm not joking, I literally got this weapon in just a few hours. Now, I don't do intros over a minute, so let's get into it. In order to start, you're going to head to Banshee 44 in the tower and pick up the quest, A Sacred Fusion. This is a 2-part quest, but the second part is just picking up the weapon. So in reality, it's a 1-part quest, but that 1 part has 2 steps. Those 2 steps being defeat enemies in playlist activities and complete playlist activities. Now, you will earn bonus progress towards the defeating enemies part if you use fusion rifles, solar damage, or by getting disintegrations within those playlist activities. Now, on top of those bonuses, you will get additional progress if you're using a stasis subclass while defeating enemies. And yes, all of those bonuses do stack. So for example, disintegrating enemies with a fusion that does solar damage while having a stasis subclass equipped is going to be the most efficient way to go about completing the defeat enemies part of the quest. Now, the best way to go about completing this quest in its entirety is tackling both steps separately, which might sound odd, but it's for a reason I'll explain when we get to the completing activities part. Actually, you know what? I'll just explain it now. It's because during the completing activities part, you want to be using the best build you can, or just the most OP stuff. So you don't want to be rocking around with 2 fusions, So the first part, defeating enemies, you're going to want to throw on a solar special ammo fusion rifle. I recommend Trinary System, but if you don't have that, then really any solar fusion will do. Then 1000 voices for your heavy, which is also a solar fusion rifle. Now, if you don't have 1K, then you can use something like Super Simulant, and if you don't have either, then don't worry about it, as most of your kills will come from your special ammo fusion anyway. Also, don't forget to have your fusion rifle mods on. So this includes Ammo Finder, Reserves, and Scavenger. Also, don't forget Special Ammo Scavenger as well. Then finally, make sure you're running Stasis with Dust-Filled Grenade, and I'll tell you why you want to use this grenade in just a second. Once you have your loadout and everything ready to go, you're going to want to open up your directory and head over to the Dreaming City and select the Corrupted. Yes, that's right, boys. We're going to be using the Blind Well strat. If you're not sure what I mean by this, essentially once you load into the Corrupted, you can completely ignore the strike and head to the Blind Well. From there, just start it up and begin farming those fusion rifle kills. Now, for anyone scratching their head wondering how this works because you're technically not in a playlist strike, well, your guess is as good as mine. This is the same strat I showcased last season with the Salvager Salvo, and well, it still works. So yeah, if you're unsure on how to get to the Blind Well from where you spawn into the strike, well, it's on your screen now. Skip to the time on screen if you already know where to go. Now, because this method is widely known and a lot of people use the Corrupted for Blind Well farming, there's a good chance you'll either A, spawn in already at the Blind Well, which is what happened to me a lot, where you'll find your teammates doing it, or B, you'll spawn into the strike and go to the blind well while your teammates do the strike. If you do end up getting B and your teammates are just doing the strike, then either leave and find a new lobby or go and try to squeeze out some kills. Normally you'll have about 15 minutes to farm before your teammates end up pulling you, either to boss or because they die. Also, don't forget to load up on charges with light from Petra. You're gonna need those to actually start the blind well. With this method, I was able to knock out the kills portion in roughly 30 minutes. There are just so many ads, and if you can get a lobby where there's only a few people in the blind well, then you'll all have plenty of enemies to gun down. Now, the reason you're using the dust-filled grenade is because when enemies spawn in the blind well, they normally spawn pretty close to one another. So when this happens, just chuck your dust-filled at them and watch as they get sucked into the center. Then just fire one fusion shot and watch them all get disintegrated, saving you ammo and time. Like I said, 30 minutes, maybe 45 max if you can get a good rhythm going. Now for the activities part. Each activity is going to award the following percent. Crucible wins 4 to 5%, Crucible losses 2 to 3%, Gambit wins 4 to 5%, Gambit losses 2 to 3%, Strike playlist 3 to 4%, Nightfall playlist 4 to 5%. Now I've seen some people say, hey, go play Gambit because it's 5% per win. And some people say, hey, go play Team Scorch because, well, it's part of Crucible, it's laid back, each match only takes around 6 to 7 minutes. And yeah, both of those are good, but you want to know what's even better? Do you want to know what's even better? Just loading up, and wait for it, Lake of Shadows from the directory. Yes, loading up Lake of Shadows and having stasis equipped will award 4% per completion. I'm not joking, this actually works. And because it's Lake of Shadows, you can just run by everything and kill the boss solo in around 4 minutes because, well, he's not health gated, so you can just burn him to the ground. Also, if your teammates are being slow, don't forget that all you have to do is just make it to the boss, then they'll just be teleported to you and they'll be able to help you kill the boss even faster. You know, it's crazy the fact that this quest is very specific, telling you it has to be done in playlist activities, but with these methods, you won't even actually have to touch a playlist activity. Now, on top of all of that, there is one more thing that can make you go even faster, and that's, drumroll please, G Fuel. G Fuel is the only gaming energy supplement clinically proven to increase your god roll drops within Destiny 2, and with weapons like Fatebringer and Vision of Confluence coming back, you're gonna need all the god roll luck you can get. And not so coincidentally, you can pick some up right now using code myfi and get 30% off. Currently, Shiny Splash, my favorite flavor of all time, is back in stock. It is blueberry lemonade goodness. But hey, if you don't want to commit to a certain flavor because maybe you haven't tried it yet, then you can pick up a starter kit, which is 7 flavors and a shaker for around $10 using my code. In all seriousness, I love all of you that use my code. Thank you so much. Give me a kiss. And that is how to get Null Composure stupidly fast. And you don't have to deal with Gambit or Crucible in the process. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. Now, before you head out, let me know in the comment section if you think Null Composure is going to be the new loaded question. I've seen some people say yes and some people say no. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. With all that being said, if you enjoy my videos or have ever found them useful, then feel free to subscribe. 100K is right around the corner and I can taste it. If you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to drop a like, as I'm giving out free donuts to everyone that does. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.